I like to be spanked. I don't know. I don't even have an ass to be spanked. But it's so good to me. Like, if you smack me on my behind, but you have to rub it after. Hey, besties. We hope you have your drinks ready because we're about to be unapologetic as fuck this weekend. I'm your co-host, Bree.
I'm your co-host, Ash, and this is episode 6.
Woohoo. First things first, we do a check-in with each other, and that segment of our pod is called Mood as Fuck. So, Ash, how are you feeling this week?
I'm feeling okay. What about you? How are you feeling?
I'm only laughing because she pushed it onto me so fast.
I know she's mad, but I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
It's okay. No, I feel you. I feel like I'm doing okay too. I found out something yesterday, but I'm still processing it, and I feel like I am in a space where I'm transitioning to another chapter in my life.
Right.
And it's just the thought of what's next. I feel like a lot of 20 to 30-year-olds are wondering what is next for them in life or what they should do next. And because they don't know, they probably feel lost. And I want to say that that's how I feel too. But I know that I have a plan. I don't really have a plan, actually. But something will come to fruition. I've been sowing my seeds, and I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor very soon. So, yeah, I feel okay this week. I'm just figuring shit out.
Y'all know that we some well-rounded hoes, so we want to keep you guys up to date. In this segment, we call Current as Fuck. We talk about some weird-ass tweets, politics, anything that's going on in pop culture. So this week, we wanted to talk about the situation with Naomi Osaka. So long story short, she was playing in the French Opening, and after one of her tournaments, she decided to not participate in like a press conference, and the French Opening, or the people who run the French Opening, wanted to fine her $15,000 for not wanting to participate. And she said that, she didn't want to do it because of her mental health. She felt like it was very frustrating to like have to like go through that press conference. And like people don't think about how those press conferences affect the mental health of athletes. And I stand with her 100%. And then in the end, she ended up withdrawing from the tournament because she was like, I'm not putting up with this.
I think that it's great that she's asserting herself and putting her foot down to not want to deal with shit, because that's bees. $15K for not wanting to do a press conference. Mind your business.
Yep. And, somebody was talking about like how people are always like telling athletes to shut up and play when they try to like, if they give their opinions on like political issues or anything like that. And like, someone was like, the one time that she is actually shutting up and play, like you guys are getting upset.
Exactly.
And I completely agree with her. Like, press conferences are difficult. Like, whether you win or lose, like I don't know what to call them. Like the journalists, they don't give a fuck about how you're feeling. They're going to ask you all these weird questions. And it's just like, okay, like, do you not think that I have feelings? I have emotions. Like, this may have been difficult for me. So, I think that her taking a stand is very important.
I think so too. I remember watching a video of Serena Williams where she was like, I think someone had asked her like, how do you feel about losing the game?
Yeah.
And she couldn't even answer. Like, she was just like, I think I got to go right now. And it's like, athletes have feelings too.
Yeah.
You can't ask certain questions that may trigger them, and they deserve some time to themselves. I don't think anything's wrong with that. So for her to be for them to try to find her 15K is beast.
Yeah, and she said that she like, had written a letter to them, like kind of letting them know and being apologetic about not wanting to participate, and I guess not.
They're ghetto. Yeah. They are ghetto.
Yeah. They were talking about wanting to fire her, and then she ended up withdrawing. Yeah. And then Piers Morgan had made a tweet talking about like how she's like Meghan Markle and Harry. Oh, jeez. And
Prince Harry.
Yeah, Prince Harry. I'm thinking of his brother's name. I'm like, am I saying the right one? But yes, like, you know, talking about how she took a page out of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's book of like being selfish and shit like that. And I'm like,
Piers don't like black people. That's
what I heard. Yeah.
He always got some sort of think piece, or he always has something negative to say about black people. He needs to go up his ass.
Yeah.
Like, put all your thoughts and opinions into your body hole and squeeze it and keep it there, because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous. But our next current as fuck topic is Happy Pride Month to all of the LGBTQA community. I hope I'm not missing any other letters.
Plus.
Yeah.
In case we are missing any.
Happy Pride Month to you guys. I remember that I went to Pride once in high school, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
This is your month, y'all. Live it up.
Yeah. My work wife says that it's mandatory that I go to one. So I think she wants us to go this year or next year. I don't know if she's going to be in town.
Next year?
Yeah.
Maybe, because I don't know if they're going to still have like parades this year.
Well, it's usually in June, right? Isn't it like the end of
it's
June?
at the end of June, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if they're going to like have anything prepared.
Yeah.
I feel like things will be open back up by next year.
Right.
So I would say check it out next year, girl.
But yes, happy Pride Month to everyone. Yes. We love you. We embrace you. And we're so happy that you get to be celebrated. Yep. And, you know, we'll always pay our respects to the Stonewall March and all the people who participated in that. And that is the reason that we even have a Pride Month today, because of those activists. So.
Yeah, definitely. And also paying respects to the Black trans women who have died at the hands of violence as well.
Yep.
I also want to congratulate all of those who are graduating this year. How exciting. Congratulations to other people who just got their bachelor's, graduating from high school, got their master's, their PhD. Kudos to y'all, because I know it was not easy. Some of you guys were working at the same time at a full-time job. So going to school.
In a panoramic.
In a Panda Express, yes. And just kudos to you, because not many people could have done what you guys accomplished to do. Yes. So, claps.
Woo! Woo! Okay, so now we are going to get into our topic of the day, which is all the kinky shit.
Yes.
Long story short, we're trying to get into as much kinky things we can fit into this time frame as possible.
We're talking about kinks, fetishes, why some women have low or high sex drives.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about it all today.
Okay. So, as you guys know, Ash always likes to start off with definitions. So, we talked about kinks, fetishes, and libido. So, a libido is sexual desire. A fetish is, you know what, I'll start off with kink. A kink is defined as a sexual activity that falls outside of sex that society traditionally considers acceptable. So that can be anything between bondage, whips, role play. A fetish technically refers to an attraction to an inanimate object, although this includes body parts such as feet. So like a foot fetish. A fetish is a type of kink. So, you know, and then the other thing that we wanted to talk about is tantric or tantra.
Which I've never heard of before.
Yeah. So long story short, tantra or like, you know, tantric experiences are when you're trying to connect the physical and the spiritual together. So, you know, people may interact in like meditation or like eye contact. It can be, you can experience it by yourself, but yes, if you're doing it with someone else, it would be like eye contact and things like that.
Wouldn't that be awkward though? Like you staring at the person like.
Yeah, but I think that that's the point, like, you know, to get, because you're trying to connect, like, on a deeper level. Because with a tantric experience, you don't have to have sex.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's mainly, like, you trying to connect without having sex, but on a different frequency level.
And sex would often be, like, the last step. in your tantric experience. So like the tantric portion would be like the meditation, the eye contact, like all these things that may not necessarily be physical, but like you're trying to intertwine the two. So like you're trying to get your spiritual to meet with this your spiritual to get with the physical. So we'll get into all of those things. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is kinks. So Bree, would you like to get into our listeners' kinks?
Oh my goodness, yes. So I ask our listeners or people off on my Instagram what type of kinks they are into, and I got some really, really good answers. Some people said, they like getting their toes sucked. Some say that they are a sub, so choke me, tie me up. This one person said that they like spitting in people's mouths. Someone said if you don't almost make me pass out when you choke me, I don't want it. Okay. Someone said spanking. I like spanking, but not too hard. Touching and kissing. Another person said that they like biting. I got one submission that said that they like biting on their neck to the point where you have to leave bite marks on the neck. I was like, girl, that's
it just sounds painful. Yeah, I'm not shaming at all. I'm just thinking like, oh my God, I can't imagine feeling that.
Yeah. Another person said being tied up. Someone else said they like dominance by a woman, bondage, nibbling on the ear, choking, and face sitting.
Those are all
I like
really
sitting
kinky.
on faces.
Yeah, same. Those are all very
great.
kinky.
There's last one though that was the kinkiest of them all, and this person said that they like pegging.
Ooh.
So pegging basically means that you have a woman would have on a strap and like strap the guy, like dick down the guy.
Yeah.
So that's pegging, and they like doing that. So I was like, oh, you have to tell me a story about that because Miss Mamas. How does that work? How does it go? How do you even have that conversation where like you're like, hey, can I peg you? I mean, some men are into it. Another person said that they like their ass ate. Who doesn't like their ass ate?
Yeah. With pegging though, like, I've heard a lot of people say that it's just about like conversation. So like, maybe trying like a finger lick.
A thumb is fine.
Yeah, like trying like small steps before you get to the pegging stage and seeing like how that goes.
I'm over here thinking about a thumb in mine.
Oh,
but
no.
We're talking about a thumb in theirs.
Yeah. So like a thumb
I'm just
in there.
exposing myself.
Or like, some people, like some guys may like their ass ate or things like that. So like trying those things and then like the conversation will get into pegging. Because if they're not into 1 and 2, you wouldn't think that they're going to be into 3. So
I think a lot of men are starting to be very open with their sexuality because I've heard a lot of men telling me that they like their ass to be eaten. And it started out with like, I guess people were finding out that the gooch, which is the bridge between the balls and the butthole, is like a G spot for guys. And also if you stick your finger up their butthole and press down on the G spot, the gooch area, it's also a G spot for them. Like it's a turn on spot and it makes them like come quick.
Right.
But yeah, I was talking to this one person and he was like, yeah, I like my ass ate and I like it nose deep. And I was like,
he kinky.
Real life. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting. We weren't talking in a sense that we were intimate or anything like that, but he was just telling me what he liked. We were having a conversation, right? And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. But Ash, I want to ask you.
Oh, God.
Yes. What are some of your kinks, girl?
The infamous question.
Tell the people what they want to hear. People are so excited for this episode because they want to know.
I know.
What we're into.
So I think I had to really think about it. But some of my, like, I guess, like, regular kinks are, like...
or fetishes, if you have a fetish.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have a fetish. But like for kinks, I do like having spit in my mouth. And it's crazy because I don't like spit at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like when my partner spits in my mouth. I like getting slapped.
Slaps where?
In my face.
Say it louder for the people. You can't be shy.
Yeah.
We're unapologetic
So, like,
here.
like in my face, on my ass, like things like that. I remember one time, my partner meant to slap me on my ass, and like, I don't like. I know that we are a very vulgar podcast, but like, it's so weird saying it.
I know.
But yeah, so like one time he meant to slap me on my ass, and actually he slapped me.
On your coochie?
Yep. And
did it hurt?
No, it felt really good. Yeah. And I think it's because, like, when you're horny and like you're wet and then like your clit is like it gets like very firm.
Yeah.
So like I think that because it was like so exposed, like it felt really good. But it can't be like it can't be
the pow pow. It has
to be like a nice like tap or whatever. Or like it could be a slap, but
it reminds me of like when guys be slapping their dick on your pum pum.
Oh yeah. I like that.
Like, okay.
But is that like a kink? I don't know. I mean,
some people don't even like being spanked or slapped. So yeah, it's definitely a kink thing.
So I like that. One thing I really, really like, I don't know why, but like I really like I guess it's like being nasty to me, but it's like being degraded, honestly. Like, so like, and my partner never feels like comfortable because he's like, like, I'm not going to say that to you.
Right.
But like, I do like stuff like that. So like, like, call me a bitch, like, tell me like, I'm your bitch, tell me I'm a slut. And he's like,
oh.
And he's like, babe, I'm not going to do it. Like, you wouldn't even understand like how long I've been asking him to like slap me in my face, and he just like never felt like doing it. He's like,
no, she's my princess. Yeah. Like I can't slap you. I can't call you my slut. Like that's too much for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like if he tells me like shut up, like I love that. I love choking, but I really, really, really love hair pulling. Like I don't know. Hair pulling, like
pull palmistrands.
Yeah, in any way, like if I'm on top or if he's behind me, like I love hair pulling. That's like my favorite thing.
Can we get into like our craziest like sex stories?
Sure.
I have one. We're gonna get into it.
So Bree, what are your kinks?
Okay, so I'm gonna expose myself here, and so I have what you call one of my kinks are it's what you call a praise kink.
Yes.
So the praise kink kind of means, okay, how do I explain this? So a guy would say, good fucking girl, or like, that's right, do it how daddy wants, or you sucking that dick really good. Yeah. And that, I'd be like, tell me more. Like, just let me know. Because also, like, my love language is word of affirmation. So let me know that I'm doing a good job. Let me know that I'm, like, doing exactly what you want me to do. And when a person does that for me, I'd be like, I'm gonna have your kids. Like, we gonna, like, I'm extra wet at that point. Right. It's great. I like a praise kink. Another thing, I like to be spanked. I don't know. I don't even have an ass to be spanked, but it's so good to me. Like, if you smack me on my behind, but you have to rub it after. Yeah. I like being spanked. Another thing is, you talked about spitting in the mouth. So someone spit in my mouth once, and it was cool. I was taken by a surprise because I was like, "Wait a minute." Yeah. But it wasn't bad the first time. When the person continuously did it, like in the session of us like having sex, I was like, no. Like it needs to be a one-time thing. So I wouldn't say spitting in the mouth is a kink for me, but like the praise kink, spanking, I like cunnilingus when it's done to me. Like you need to eat my pum pum up like a vacuum.
Oh, absolutely.
Suck it dry. Focus on the clit area. I feel like we're talking about everything that we really like.
Bree's giving us a 101 on cunnilingus.
Facts. And then what else? Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me right now is a praise kink, I would say. Because that just gets me going. Right. I like to be dominated. So I'm very submissive in the bedroom. I can be a dominant person in the bedroom at times, like when I'm drunk, but not all the time. I'm actually very submissive, and like if a person like just takes control,
Right.
because I feel like in my real life I take control of a lot of things. I'm very independent, so when it comes to the bedroom now, if you take control and you're like, just show me the ropes, like
Yeah.
put me in different positions, you telling me, yeah, you're doing a great job, baby, like, like
Yeah, and I think that's
turn me
like
out.
similar to what I'm saying. Like when I say like I like being like called a slut or like be like, yo, like, you know, you're my bitch and stuff like that, because it's like you said, like taking like you take control so much in your life that it's like in this moment you want to be the one that's
Yeah.
like being told what to do and stuff. So I really like that.
Yeah. And I'm also very open when it comes to sex. You know the phrase "slut me out"?
Yeah.
Slut me out.
Yeah.
Slut
For
me out.
sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because yes, absolutely. But yeah, slut me out. And just show me like certain like new things. Sorry, I had a flashback moment.
I'm crying. we should leave that in.
We're gonna leave it in. I had a flashback moment. Yeah.
So, you know, back to the
More educational part, yeah.
The more educational side. So on a website, we found that there is actually an ABC of Kinks, and we'll leave the link in the description so you guys can look at the list yourself. But some of the kinks that we wrote down are, I believe, through A through H, and then there's like one more letter. So Bree, would you like to just read them?
So the ABC of Kinks include age play. Which what is that? Age play.
You know what? I didn't look up the definition of that one, but I'm pretty sure it's like when people pretend to be like older or younger. So like, you know,
That can be a little bit tricky.
yeah, like, you know, there are some people who like to like be babies and like be treated as babies and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like there was this one couple where the girl, like, she would like wear diapers and like have her boyfriend like lift her up and like the whole nine. I think that's what age play is.
What?
Yeah.
And that's like supposed to be like a sexual thing.
Yeah, it's a kink.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. No judgment, but I've never heard of that before. That's very interesting. The next one is bondage, which I haven't done much of bondage. Have you?
No, I'm very
I haven't been
interested.
handcuffed.
Really?
Who am I messing with?
Handcuffs hurt, but I have done it before.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Nah, but I definitely want to do bondage. Like I want to do the whole rope play and stuff like that. Yep, I do.
That. Oh my goodness, I don't know if this is bondage, but there's this thing that I want to get that's like ankle cuffs, and it can be extended. Like it has a bar in between, and if you open it, you can extend your legs.
Yeah.
I saw, I think it was in 50 Shades of Grey, where he had the extending ankle cuff thing, and he flipped her over and pulled her closer. I was like, I want it. You know,
50 Shades of Grey is my life. Like,
here's my credit card.
I read that at 16, like the whole trilogy. Like,
me too.
In one sitting, I'm like, nah, I need this.
That was everything for me, and that's when I knew that I actually liked sex. Like that one book, I was getting tingles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what people actually do. And then I started doing it too. I was doing the things, and I was like, this is good. This is great.
Nah, seriously, like 50 Shades of Grey is the reason I want like a whole playroom. Like I said that I will get a playroom.
Yeah.
Like
I love that for
when
you.
I get married.
I love that for you. The next one, so C is cuckold, and cuckold basically means when your partner is sleeping with someone else. So you're okay with that.
Yeah, so like it doesn't necessarily have to be like you watching your partner sleep with someone else, but that's usually what happens. So like cuckolding would be someone watching their partner have sex with someone else.
Some people
and it's
actually,
is like humiliation to the person watching, and it's a turn on to the person doing it.
Yeah, and then the person who's watching, they also, some of them like interact, like so like they would like
they'll be masturbating and things like that.
Or they'll be trying to like eat their girlfriend or wife out while the person's like going in and out.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah. For some reason though, the only thing that I don't like about cuckolding, especially like in porn and stuff, is that people tend to do it with like white women or white couples and black men.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you look at porn, cuckolding is usually done with black men. Like, it makes me very uncomfortable.
Black men.
Yeah.
D is dominance.
Yeah, which we just kind of spoke about.
Which I like.
Right.
And E is electrostimulation. So using electricity, curophilia.
Oh, curophilia is something else. It's a fetish of hands. So like if people so instead of like, it is not just like a hand fetish, it's called curophilia.
Interesting. So I guess electrostimulation is basically like dildos or vibrators.
I was thinking more so like
getting shocked.
Yeah.
Oh, like electricity.
Yeah.
People like that?
Yeah.
Yo.
Remember, some people really associate pain with pleasure. So,
that is true. That is true. What about BDSM? So BDSM is bondage. S is submission or submissive.
I think so.
The D, dominance. And then M is
masochism.
Masochism.
Yeah.
Where like you're actually being beat up.
Yeah.
Right? To add on, so those were the ones that we have so far. But to add on with more kinks, there are a couple of people who they're called furries, and they dress up in like animal costumes and have sex that way. I was also watching this video because I was doing research on different types of kinks.
Yeah.
And there's a video of people who use alien dildos. I'm not laughing at it. It's just the way that they were explaining it was very interesting.
Right.
So it's these really big dildos, and they put like alien eggs made of like water and sugar and gelatin. They put the alien egg inside of the dildo and like they stick it in them and like squeeze the egg in them, and the egg will like literally dissolve. And it's a kink for them because it's like they are birthing aliens. Which is very interesting. And we haven't even gotten into like butt play either. Like people love their butt to be played with. Yeah. They like butt plugs with like the fur ends.
Or like a diamond.
Yeah.
Not me.
I have never done butt stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I mean a thumb in the butt for me. But that's like from back shots.
But that's it.
Oh yeah, my ass ate. That's like, but that's normal to me.
Yeah,
that's great. Oh my god, too enthusiastic. I'm over hitting the mic.
I'm weak,
but that's great.
Nah, yeah, no, like I've never had my ass ate, but I have had a butt plug before.
I want to try that though.
When you're not thinking about it, it feels good. That's all I can say.
I love that for you.
But if it's like, it depends on like how you are. Like, some people are very enthusiastic about ass play. And I was until like I actually experienced it. And then I was like, I don't know. Not that I hate it, but like it has to be something that I'm really not thinking about. Because like, I think I've tried it about 3 times. And the first 2 times, the first time I cried, and not because of pain, it was just like such a weird feeling that I was like.
You cried after or during?
After.
Okay.
Like after, like.
Because I be crying
my
during
boyfriend took
sex.
it out. Like I was like crying, and I was like, it's not you. Like I'm not mad. It was just like such a weird feeling. And then another time we tried it, and it was okay. There was one time in particular, and I was like, this is why I would try it again, was because like. We were having sex, and then he had like kind of shoved it in when I didn't expect it, and that was when it really felt good because I wasn't thinking about it. And like when you're having sex, like you're like, it says like your asshole opens up, like especially like when you come and stuff. So that time it felt good, but other than that, it's like. It's not for everybody, and it's okay that it's not for everybody, even though it's like a very common.
Right.
Like, like ass play is very common. Like, it's like people are like, oh, like you haven't done that, wow. But
right. Like, can you wait?
Yeah, because it literally feels like you're shitting because like
It's so much pressure.
Yeah, and it's like with your ass, like you're literally not used to anything going up. You're
You're
only used to things like coming out of it.
facts.
So
They say that it's an exit.
yeah,
But people don't listen to that. I definitely want to try that out. I want to get into our crazy sex stories.
okay, go ahead.
Should I start?
Yeah.
All right, let me start, y'all. So, I was dealing with someone. I'm not gonna say who the person was.
I'm weak.
Well, I would never say that. I don't. I just don't want to say like who they were to me.
Right. Okay. Okay. Understood.
Okay, whatever. It was my ex, one of my exes. And like we were having sex or whatever, and I like there's one position that I really like. It's the position where I'm on my stomach and my butt is in the air and they're going in and out and doing their thing. So, he was doing his thing.
Right.
And I passed out. I passed out from orgasming too hard.
What was that like?
It was great. Like, I mean, he was so scared. Like,
Right.
So I was orgasming because he was hitting the spot, and I was just like, oh my goodness. And it was so much adrenaline, so much like feeling.
No, I understand. Yeah.
I guess I just blacked out for a little bit, and he kept on like, I felt him shaking me, but I wasn't conscious enough to get up.
Right.
So he stopped, and he was like, babe, are you okay? And then he started shaking me, and I'm just like, I didn't get up. He told me that I didn't get up. And then he stopped. He kept going, and then he stopped, and then, like, he fully stopped and was like, are you okay? And then that's when I got up.
No, you
and
know
I was
what?
Like, he was like, you passed that on me. Are you okay? Like, you scared me. But like, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. Keep going. Let's go.
Right. No, but this thing, I understand. Like, I've never passed out. But the thing is that I understand. Like, sometimes it feels so freaking good.
Yeah.
That, like, your mind is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, yeah. So
ever since then, like,
the dick done made her pass out, you guys.
And ever since then, he's like, when we used to have sex, he would try to make me pass out again. Like, at least bring me to an orgasmic.
Trying to kill my friend.
Yeah, he's trying to bring me to an orgasmic place where I pass out. And you know what I like? And it sounds kind of bad, but I like that he was just so scared and like so ready to help me out. Like, yes.
Right. It's so sweet.
Here I am being so... That's so weird. But I was just like, oh, you care, babe.
No, but that's really sweet. Like, I get what you mean. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does that make any sense? Like, obviously your partner's supposed to care about you and love you and like make sure you're good. But it was the fact that like, he just stopped and he was like, he was so nervous about losing me just in case something happened. Like, yeah, you should be nervous. Like, I'm the value prize.
I
the
am
fuck?
Weak. Nah, I don't think I like I have really bad memory, but I don't think I have like any stories like that. I really have to think of
I
one.
have so many crazy stories.
No, but I think I don't have like crazy stories like that. I mean, like I've been like choked to the point where like I was losing breath, but nowhere like near like death. Yeah.
That happened to me too, but I didn't like that.
It happened to me like literally, you know what?
No, say it.
Because it happened to me this week.
It happened to you this week?
And I had to sometimes it's like the placement of the hand can like apply more pressure or like make you feel more suffocated.
Yeah.
But like literally I had to I felt like you ever feel like you can't breathe to the point where like your head is like about to explode? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like things are getting hot, and I had to really tap his hand. Like, please,
yeah, stop.
Please
that
loosen
happened to
up.
me.
Yeah.
People who know me in real life know I'm slim, and I was having sex with this one guy, and he was choking me to the point where I couldn't breathe, and I had to tap him to like let me breathe because it was too much.
I couldn't even moan. But
like, what you trying to do? Take away my life?
Absolutely.
Take out my soul?
He's trying to make you pass out too.
Not the right way though. That's not how. That's not the right way, babe. Don't do that.
So, I guess my crazy story, it's not a story, but like my crazy story would be, I remember my boyfriend and I went to, okay, we went to this cast party. It was, and we were getting drunk and stuff like that. So at the party, like everything was downstairs, but we went like upstairs and we had sex in the bathroom. All right, cool. Then at the end of the night, I guess we were still very horny. And then like at the time I couldn't go to his house or anything like that. It was really late. We had sex so we had sex like in somebody's like alleyway, but it wasn't really an alleyway. Like it was someone's house, and like I'm telling you, like if any
Trespassing.
yeah, like literally no, but like this was like the ultimate trespassing, because I'm talking about like imagine it's like where I'm standing is one house, where you're standing is another house,
and you in like where they would drive park their car. Or
yeah,
whatever.
and the drive-through was not deep like at all, and they had sensory lights. So I really don't know like what
She did not
possessed
care
me
at that point.
night, but yeah.
What if they had a camera, bro? It's over now.
It was a risk. I took. Like I'm telling you, if
a risk
anybody
that she had to take.
if anybody walked by, they would have seen us. Like I promise you. Like I'm talking about if anybody
was it
just walked
quick though,
here.
or was it like y'all took y'all time?
It wasn't like a full session, but yeah, like we wasn't like in a rush. Like
Wow,
yeah.
I love that for you. I love that for you.
It was very reckless. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because
unless you have the gauge to do it. If it's like
Yeah.
really late at night. We're not promoting anything, matter of fact.
nah, because I don't want anybody to get arrested.
Facts.
And parents, please don't listen to this, because some things you
what's
just
so
don't need to know.
When you said that you had sex in the bathroom, I actually had sex in a restaurant's bathroom.
Really?
Yeah, with my ex. We were on a date. Yeah.
And what happened? Tell us more.
It was you'll hear the story on our Patreon.
Okay. Yo, I always wanted to try, like, you know, when people be like at dinner table and then they'd be like, here, take my panties.
Yeah.
And then meet
Oh my
me.
goodness. Yes.
Then meet me in the bathroom.
You know what I actually want to try? I really want someone to give me vibrating panties and to like while we're out to eat, turn it on. And if I'm not doing what you say that I need to do, turn it higher.
Trust me, I've tried it. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all we have to say is yeah. Yeah.
I really do. Especially if it has like different functions. Like the one that I had.
Is it tight or is it loose? I would have to get one that's tight because I'm gonna.
The thing is, I didn't like the panty that it came with. But honestly, because the way it comes, it's a regular panty that you tie on the sides. But and it comes with a vibrator and then the remote. So all you have to do is stick the vibrator like in the slot of your panty. All panties have like that.
Oh,
slot.
that little slot.
So yeah,
okay.
you can just put it there. Because I literally had to like wear the panties, but I put on like another pair because I didn't like the way it was tied.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I want it to be
loose.
tight.
Yeah. So
and especially the placement of where the vibrator will be too. I don't want it like down where my butthole is. And it's supposed to be at the top.
Not like literally, the little like pocket thing it has. Yeah, you just slip it right there. Yeah, you just slip it right there. And the one that I have, it has like mad different functions. Like I think it has like 3 settings, but each setting. So like one is like a continuous vibration. Another one is like I don't know how to explain it, but it goes like zoop zoop. Zoop, zoop. And then there's another setting, and then of those it goes like higher and higher. So
my next boyfriend, if you're watching this, babe, in the future, you know what to get. You know what to get. We're gonna try mad different things
and get edible panties. I never tried those, but
I haven't either. There's so many different things that that's on the market that I want to try, but like I just haven't.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that after.
Okay, cool.
But we spoke so much about sex and what we like. Let's talk about what we dislike in sex.
Okay.
What do you dislike?
When foreplay is not long enough, or if there's like no foreplay at all. And I know for people who are not in a relationship, it's easy to be like, yo, like this nigga's a dub because he doesn't do foreplay at all. But like sometimes in a relationship, like especially if you're in a relationship for a while, like, things can like fall into a routine.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. And like, it doesn't have to, I'm not saying it's one person or the other person's fault. Like it could be both of you. And then you're like, wait, this is whack. So I don't like lack of foreplay, or like if the foreplay is too short.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like lack of foreplay either. Cause for me, I need to, how I get wet is by being eaten out. So like, and that's another way I can orgasm as well. Sometimes for men, like men don't really make me orgasm through penetration.
Right.
So they have to be good at eating. You have to be good at eating this steak.
And another thing is I'm very jokey. So like my partner and I, like, like we'll bust out laughing like at any time. But what I don't like is like when my mental is thrown off. So like, you know, like I don't know, like you can make a joke, but like at the same time, like don't say something that's gonna like take me out of that space.
Yeah.
Because I hate that. I really hate that.
Right.
Because like I guess I don't know. I know they say sex is very mental for women, but like for me in particular, who is an overthinker, like I really need my headspace to like be into it, and I don't like being disrupted from that.
No,
so,
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say another thing for me that I dislike about sex, or something that maybe, I guess it's not really kinky, when you're kind of forced into having sex. And that brings me to another topic where like some women have high and some women have low sex drives.
Yeah.
And I just, for example, when a woman goes on birth control, right, it decreases your libido, so you don't want to have sex a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of men don't understand that. Like men who are very sex driven have high sex drives when their girlfriend or wife doesn't want to have sex. And it doesn't have to even be from birth control, but I'm just using that example.
Right.
That they don't understand that. So it feels like you're kind of forced to have sex with them.
Right.
And not on it being like raped or sexual assault in that aspect, but more so like you don't really feel like having sex. For like a woman doesn't feel like having sex, but you feel like you have to have sex because your partner wants it so badly, and they're not understanding of that you may just have low sex drive, or you don't want to have sex at that very moment.
Yeah.
So I don't like that also when it comes to sex, because it's just like you have to be understanding. I think sex is not only physical but mental as well. And if I'm not in the headspace, like you said, to have sex, don't push it on me, or don't make me feel guilty.
Yeah.
Because I've been in a situation where, you know, I was on birth control and I was dating someone. We were in a full-blown relationship, and like they got upset with me. Like they got upset with me that I didn't feel like having sex. And they also asked me like, oh, am I not good enough? Like, am I not doing enough for you? Like, is something wrong? Are you dating someone else? And it's like, no, sis, like I'm on birth control for you. Like, because we both don't want to have a baby at this very moment. And like, I just don't feel like having sex right now. And he wasn't understanding of that. So I don't like that.
Yeah. So like, you know, you saying that actually made me think of something. So I had this friend who was in a relationship, and his partner like wasn't really like trying to have sex and stuff like that. And just like she had been through a situation, but also like, you know, she didn't feel like having sex with her partner. And I remember telling the guy like, you know, I think that you don't understand like how mental sex can be for women. And like, you know, if you're in a relationship, sometimes like you not being a good partner can really play a role into like my sexual feelings towards you. So like if I feel like you're not doing your part in this relationship, that's really gonna fuck with me, and I'm not gonna want to have sex with you. I'm not gonna like be turned on by you. Yes, I'll be horny and stuff like that, but I may not, or it may get to a point where I'm not even horny. And you know, because I have this expectation of you and you're not following through. So I think that is another thing. Like with guys, you know, your dick gets hard, and like your sex organs are external. So like, you know, you don't really need your mind. Like your partner doesn't have to be like the perfect partner.
Right. They can walk in the door and they would get hard.
Yeah. But like with women, sometimes it requires more effort, and sometimes like when your relationship is not in the right space, like she's really not gonna want to have sex with you. And like, you know, it's not for you to like take the blame. It's more so like then these are the moments that you need to start having conversations. Like, babe, like, you know, is everything okay with us? Like, are you feeling okay? Like, what's going on as to why we are not having sex, and things like that.
Also being on the same page as your partner, because like, you know, we may start out as like both having high sex drives, and then I may start having low sex drive for whatever reason. Maybe I'm not mentally there. Maybe I'm just not feeling it anymore. Or maybe like it's because for some women, it kind of feels like a job that you have to continuously have sex instead of it being like a romantic thing that you both want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being on the same page of like where you guys your sex drives are, like I think that's very important as well.
Yeah. And then, you know, like there's a very popular couple who is married on like Instagram, and they're always kind of talking about that because the wife, she has like 3 children.
I know who you're talking about. Okay.
She has 3 children, and her husband constantly get into this conversation about how sex can be a struggle because, you know, they met in college, and when they were in college, like, you know, sex was on and popping.
Right.
But like now that they have kids, they have like their lives. Sometimes it can be very difficult. And like with the husband, he's like, you know, I'm still on go, especially like he says that like working out helps like his stamina, makes him more horny. But like with her, she was like, you know, her last 2 children, like she had them back to back, and like going through this phase of like feeling like your body isn't necessarily yours, or like trying to adjust. Like there are a lot of things that are going on hormonally that like prevents her from like wanting sex as much as he does. And he was complaining about like how like, you know, sometimes she'll just be like, yo, like just take it, like, you know, like
and feeling like guilty, like it was like a job at that point. You don't even want to have sex, you just let them do whatever, like and it sounds really bad because it's just like it shouldn't be like that.
And then, you know, he was talking, the topic of like monogamy came up, which was very annoying to me, but because it was just like, you know, she, like, he was saying that she wants him to be monogamous, but like she doesn't want to have sex with him and stuff like that. And it's like, you agreed to be monogamous, so therefore the responsibility falls on you. Like sometimes you physically cannot control like not wanting to have sex. Like you know, like it's not like oh, my husband wants to have sex, so I'm just gonna have sex. Like sometimes you truly do not want to. And like Brey said, it's like it becomes a job and a chore, and it's not fair. And it's like, you know, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have sex with her partner at all, but like I feel like, you know, let's embrace and let's be aware that sometimes women are not into it, and that is okay.
And that is okay. Right, because and that's another reason why a relationship should not be only about sex. It should not be lust-filled, or that's the foundation of it, because it will fall really quickly if the foundation of your relationship is only full of lust. Because there's so much more that that comes to mending or bringing together a relationship. Sex is a big part, but it's also like the mental aspect of it, the emotional aspect of it, how, you know, you guys deal with problems, how you grow together, so many things. So yeah, that's why the foundation should never be just off of sex,
right,
or sexual attraction, because it will crumble real quick.
So Brey, do you want to share your experience about like a time that you feel like you've had like, maybe you've had like a really high sex drive, or like even a low sex drive?
Yeah, bringing it back to like when I was dating someone, and you know, we were having a lot of sex, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on birth control, because you know, it was also the thing where he was like, I don't want to use condoms.
Right.
And like, you know, and we were monogamous. He was very hygienic. He was very big on like, you know, getting his STD checkup. So I trusted him. So I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll get on birth control for you. So I got on birth control. And when I tell you, the hormonal change that happened to me once I got on birth control was huge. It was really big. I started having a low sex drive. I was bleeding a lot more. I cried. I'm already an emotional person. I cry for everything, but the emotions that I had were intense. Like I used to cry. There was one time where I was crying for no reason. I literally cried for like 5 hours.
Really?
Yeah, that's so ghetto. But so I was crying a lot. I was very sensitive. I also had a lot of nausea, and I felt sick all the time. So there were points in times where I did not want to have sex, and he was just ready on the go. Like, you know, he would tell me like, everything that you do makes me get hard, and I like that. Yeah, like it's flattering, but I'm not on the go right now. So with me being on birth control, it was just really hard for us to be on the same page, because I have a low sex drive. I had a low sex drive at that time, and he had a high sex drive, and it kind of felt like a job again, where I had to push myself to have sex with him. And that's really bad. Like nobody wants that. And it got to the point where I didn't want to have sex with him at all, because now it feels like you forcing me, and I'm not really into that. So, and another reason, I also felt like I started thinking about the relationship that it was only met based off of sex. Like that relationship was only based off of sex, to be honest. Like our biggest thing that kept us together was sex, and it crumbled so fast because I got tired of that. I needed more. I needed connection. I need mental and emotional stabilities, more where I feel like our relationship is stable and bigger than just sex.
Right.
And it felt like because he wanted sex so much, it was just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I came off of birth control. We broke up, and as soon as we broke up, I stopped taking the pill. Like, I was like, I ain't doing this to my body anymore. And also, like, me bleeding for dumb long was like beastie. Like, I took it the start of my period, and I think I bled for like 2 weeks.
Really?
That was beast. And I was like, this is so ghetto.
No, honestly, like,
like,
you know,
serious?
I've had like very like my health and like my hormonal health has really been like up and down. So like I've had like waves of like low sex drives or like not being able to have sex at all, even if I really wanted to, or like, you know, just like if I'm going through something health wise, like I was unable to like be able to even like think about having sex. And that was very hard. Like, you know, I'll be like very transparent. Like I remember one time when I was on the pill, I had like a very bad period. Like my cramps were like, it was like nothing I had ever experienced before. And I used to get cramps, but this was like the worst experience I ever had. And I was like, what the fuck? But then the next month I was fine. So I thought like, okay, maybe it's because I'm on the pill.
Right.
Then I think like I had taken a break off the pill and I was leaving school my junior year spring. And I just remember like, it was finals week. I could not complete any of my assignments.
Oh, God.
I could not. Like, I had to, like, write all of my teachers, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry, but I need an extension because I'm talking about this is finals week. And I was like, I physically cannot handle this. And that summer was, like, literal hell for me. So I found I had endometriosis, like, at the end of the summer. Like, we'll talk about Black women and health another day. But, like, I bring this up because during this summer, like this was like from May to like October, I had the worst experience with my period. I was going through not only like pain where I didn't know what was happening, but I would be like at the hospital constantly. Anytime I had my period, I would have cramps, like even when I wasn't on my period. I felt like constant nausea. Like I'm talking about like from May to October, like I barely ate anything.
Terrible.
And then I started getting, I think it's called vaginismus, something like that. Long story short, it's when you physically cannot have sex. Like, it's so painful to have sex.
Yeah.
And that was, like, so
did you
traumatic
feel bad for
me.
not having sex with your partner?
Absolutely. I was just about to say, like, at one point, I was crying. And I felt, like, really bad. And not because my partner made me feel bad in any way. It was just, like, I mentally, I wanted to have sex. But physically, I didn't feel anything. You know, like when you're going through that physically, you don't feel anything. And then after a while, like if you're in that pain, you know, and you're trying, it's going to be painful. And you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to put myself through this pain. So like, I bring that all up because like I've had, you know, different experiences like with my health and like with low sex drives. And sometimes it's really like not your fault. These are all things that are like uncontrollable. Like it's nothing that I did to make myself have endometriosis or anything like that. In fact, you could have endometriosis like beginning at a very young age and you just don't know. And some people never find out. So like, you know, it can be very traumatic and it's very important that your partner is like very encouraging because it's like you never know what's going on and like men will never have to go through this. And plus, if you have a low sex drive, you would want your partner to be understanding for you.
Right, and that's why I say like relationships cannot only be based off of sex.
Yeah.
Because when things like that happen, where it's your health and like he still has to care for you, love on you, and, like encourage you during those times.
Yeah. But
how are you feeling now, though?
I feel great. Honestly, but like, you know, another thing with low sex drive, let's talk about like how sometimes, you know, it's not only your sex drive, but it could be the lubrication, the natural lubrication supply. Like,
yes, that's another thing. When I was on birth control, I wasn't naturally getting wet anymore. So there was a point in time when I had to tell my partner, like, we may have to get lube because I'm not wet. And I'll be aroused. It's just that I guess my hormones were out of whack and imbalanced. And I wasn't getting wet because, you know, my girl is called Fiji for a reason.
Right.
Enough water.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like, I dried up. And like, again, he didn't understand, and he was trying to like make it seem like it was about him. Like, is it me? Do you not want to have sex with me? But no, like, it's a hormonal imbalance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like a lot of men have to understand how to get your woman to be aroused completely for her to be fully wet.
Yeah.
Because
sometimes it's not the birth control. Sometimes it's you, baby. You're not doing it.
And that's a big fact. Sometimes it is you. And like, they just don't even understand it. Like, I feel like they're so out of touch sometimes. Some men.
Because it's like they think that because they function a certain way,
that
we function the same way, and it's like that's not the case at all.
Not at all.
That is not the case at all. And another thing is, there's nothing wrong with lube. Like, you can be the wettest person in the world, and you can still use lube. Like, there's nothing wrong with lube at all. And
but I also felt like I had to live up to the expectation of having the wettest pum pum.
Yeah.
And like, at that time, it wasn't very wet.
Yeah.
So, like, I felt bad because I'm just like, oh, my God, I don't think I have a dry vagina.
And I understand. Like, you know, like I said, with all those things happening, definitely, like, you know, the lubrication is not where you would want it to be. And then, like, after a while, it did, like, get back to where it once was. But it was just, like, it's very frustrating. And I've, like, but it's, like, you know, like I said, you don't have to be ashamed. Like, sometimes it just means that you have to put in a little more work. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Instead of eating pussy for 15 minutes, you got to eat for 30. Like, that's it.
Yeah, not only eating pum pum, but also, like, how would I put this? Also, there's different ways to stimulate your woman.
Yes.
So we did talk about, like, the tantric and all. Maybe she's stimulated. She gets turned on by you speaking to her, to her brain, like saying something really intelligent or teaching her something or... I don't know, like finding out her love language and like maybe it's acts of service. You cleaned the house for her one day or like you brought her food and she's just like, dang, like that's so sweet. Or just thoughtful things.
Yeah. Or maybe you can even start the foreplay. Like, you know, people tend to get it confused, but foreplay is literally like anything that happens before penetration. So like, you know, you can get the mood going from the early on in the day, like
kissing, very big.
But not even that. I mean, like you can, like, you know, if you're at work, your partner's at work, you can text them and be like, baby, like I miss you, I'm thinking about you, like, you know, start to get it flowing so that by the time you guys see each other, it's like nudes. Boom, like and definitely send nudes.
Nudes
if you're comfortable with that.
With the person that you're with though.
I don't know. Don't be out here
these randos.
Don't be out here exposing people or keeping people's photos when you're done.
Facts.
Please stop.
We
That's
don't do
fucking
that.
whack.
We don't do that.
But yeah, send nudes. Do whatever you feel makes you comfortable to like get it going. And communication. Communicate about what you like.
Yes. Yeah, and that's why I think the praise kink is so big for me too, because it's like I like hearing that I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
Because I aim to please.
Right. Absolutely.
So, like, communication is a very big thing.
Yeah.
Understanding. And I think over time, if you are with someone, or even if you're just like, because it's kind of hard to gauge that when you're doing a one-night stand or like you're just having casual sex. But I feel like over time, you tend to learn the person's body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, where you know what they like, what they dislike, and what turns them on, what doesn't turn them on, and you know that when they're in the mood. So, reading the room. Very important.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even if you have a one night stand, you know, you can still guide somebody, like, if they're not doing it properly. Don't just waste, you know, don't waste your time. Be like, yo, like, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, like, you can still communicate. And like Bree said, you know, there may be obviously more open conversations when you're having a long-term, like, it doesn't have to be a relationship, because I don't want to say that. But, like, I mean, still, any form of, like, interaction is still somewhat of a relationship. So whether that be, like, friends with benefits, situationship, like, bug buddies, any of those things, you can have like longer conversations, but even if you met someone for the first time, you can still guide them like, hey, like, you know, if they're licking the side of your thigh and you want them to lick your clit, maybe like move their head over.
Facts. Facts. I'm Patreon. Yeah. Subscribe.
Don't be ashamed to communicate what you like.
I think my last thing too would be to establish your boundaries from early.
Yes.
Like if there's certain things that are a no-go for you, like honest to God, that is not what you want to do, say that from the beginning, because someone may try it and they may not know that that is not something that you don't, that you don't want. So establish your boundaries. And yeah, clear-cut communication is very important. Yes.
So, the final thing that I would like to get into, I'm sorry, guys, I've been having like technical difficulties with my phone all day. But one thing that I wanted to talk more about is the tantric experience. So, with tantric, you can either do it by yourself or you can do it with a partner. Maybe you can do it by yourself to get yourself ready for your partner or for a date night.
Yeah, facts. For a quick session.
Yeah. So, like I said, tantric is just trying to fuse together the physical with the spiritual. So, some things that you can do by yourself are like meditation. So, like, thinking about, I'm trying to read. I'm sorry. So here it says, meditation is a great way to free yourself of all that's holding you back. But instead of letting the energy flow out of you, ground yourself. As you meditate, let your energy flow downward into the earth. Let that energy build and spread throughout your body, giving you strength. So, you can think about like anything that you want to, and maybe that will help to center you so that your mind is already like in this one place. Some other things they talk about.
That'd be so hard for me to do.
Yeah.
To just like mentally think and like try to draw energy from the earth or bring it down to the earth. I'd be like,
but one thing I learned in when I went to the first therapist that I had was that meditation isn't what we think it is. It's not just not thinking about anything. It's more so like for people who overthink, like me and you, it's more so about focusing on one thing at a time. And that even that is difficult, but it's not to shut your brain off. It's just to like think about something and let that thought like play out fully. So like if you're thinking about what you have to do tomorrow, start from when you wake up. And then like let yourself like go in until you like fall asleep. And you don't have to like shut your mind off. It's just about taking things slow. Right. So in that way, meditation is the same thing. Meditation, even for tantric, is like you're grounding yourself by like letting yourself kind of relax. And that is difficult and it is hard, don't get me wrong, but it's like you're just trying to let yourself like be easy. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely was meditating wrong then because I'm like, why am I thinking right now? Stop thinking. You're doing it wrong, Breyanav.
About like thinking. So the next thing is self-massaging. So like, getting lotion or getting oil and like rubbing your body down. That will make you feel nice.
Yeah. And it's part of self-care.
Yeah.
Men should do it too. Men should rub down their body. Don't just pat the lotion on or whatever y'all be using, Aquaphor, whatever, and walk out the house. Rub up your body.
Facts.
Rub your shoulders. Get in between the cracks.
Yeah. And it's not gay to do that. Like
at all.
People seem to think everything's gay. So yeah. And then the final thing for self is masturbation. And I don't need to really get into that. But I think that when you look at the steps like meditation, self-massage, masturbation, like you'll get there. Like it's just about like like first you bring it to your mind. So like how do you like center your mind to be in this headspace? And then you massage yourself so that you don't have to. It can be sexual, but it isn't necessarily like just like you rubbing your arms, rubbing your neck, like taking your time to really rub your body, and then you can bring it to masturbation, and then boom, there that is.
Facts. You know what I'm thinking about? Even like for other people who are already about to have sex too, you can even bring that to the two partners or to the two people. So like a massage is great right before having sex. Like that person, whether it's a man or a woman, rubbing your body down and you probably doing the same to them. It just makes everything so much more intimate because you haven't even gotten to that place of doing the things.
Yeah.
But as Nella Rose would say, but
Yeah,
Really
no.
good.
And that's the thing with tantric experience, like, you know, sex is like the final, and it is an option. Like, you don't have to have sex with your partner if you're doing, if you're engaging in tantra. I think that's what, that's what it's called.
Tantra.
So if you're engaging in tantra, it doesn't have to be about sex. So like Bree said, you know, you take these steps and apply them, and like, you know, you can do it to yourself or you can do it with your partner. And these things would be like considered foreplay. Like, another thing that you would do with your partner is like, you know, you sit down and you like look at them, and that may be awkward, but like if you really let yourself, like, you know, something I would suggest and I would probably try is like meditating first with your eyes closed in front of your partner. Like, you know, me and my partner sitting in front of each other meditating, and then like opening our eyes and like, you know, looking into each other's eyes. So that way, like, your mind is already centered and you're not really like giggling. And it's okay if you giggle, but like, you know, just trying to like connect with your partner in a different way.
Right.
And then you guys can go into like rubbing each other down and things like that. They also mentioned like laying together or like cuddling.
I
So
love that.
that helps you to like exchange and weave energies. And people don't understand, like, you know, cuddling is very, very like
It's
intimate.
important. It's very intimate because you're so close to someone.
Yeah. I love like the different body temperatures and like laying down next to someone. And like, you know, this is not really a kink, but something I really like are like pheromones. Like, I really, well, you know, like your body's, your partner's natural body scent. Yeah. So like, or natural scent, I should say.
Yeah.
I love, like, I cannot lie, like, I like will hug my boyfriend, like, I really would like sniff him, and it's just like I'm talking about like fresh out the shower.
Do you ever like sniff his armpits or like do all those things? I've seen videos of women sniffing their guys' armpits.
I don't like lift his arm to like sniff him.
Babe.
Yeah, but like I like to like lay down with him, and like something that I do. I haven't done it in like a few weeks or like a little while, but like usually I like kiss him all over, or like I really like to like cuddle and like smell him. Yeah, and it's weird because physical touch is not my love language, but I really like that. Like, I like even like, if we're laying down.
Different steps, so it may not be number 1 or number 2 for you.
No, mine is like, it's like number 5 for me. Yeah, physical touch is really, I don't know, it's really not my thing.
Yeah.
But like with him, it's very different. I would say with him, it's probably like 3, but or probably like 2. Words of affirmation will never, but like probably like 2, but like I don't know. It's really low down. It's like 4 or 5, I think. Yeah.
You know, that brings me back to, well, not bring me back to, but I'm thinking about how with all of those things, it's just like you have to slow down. A lot of people rush into having sex and like just trying to do the deed. And that's fine. Like, you can have a quickie, you can go really fast into having sex, or what they call it fucking, like just instead of having, you know, making love.
Yeah.
But just like taking that time to really just slow down and fully understand your partner. I think when you were talking about meditating and having your eyes closed, I thought about like me and my partner. I don't have one, but you know, in the future, like if we're sitting across from each other and they're like rubbing me while I'm like, while our eyes are closed and we're like holding hands. That'd be like a form of intimacy that I think would be so nice. And I think a lot of people should try that out. Yeah,
there's no like there's no one way to do tantra. So like Bree said, the most important thing is to like slow down and not like rush into sex or rush into physical. Like, you're trying to mend these two together. So it's not just about physical. It's like you're trying to get the two to like intertwine. And like Bree said, you know, you just slow down and take your time. People don't do that.
Yes. So what are your thoughts about our topic today?
I don't know, be kinky as fuck. And like I said, you know, communicate. And also, having a low sex drive is not a bad thing. You know, it's easier said than done, but like, don't feel like it's your fault. But you know, just take your time. To like, when you have a low sex drive, it's not like you can't have sex at all. It's more so that sometimes you just need a little more of a push, in the sense of that you need a little more time to do things. So not a push from someone else. You just need
no coercion.
Yeah, you need more time to get things done. Or get there mentally. So yeah, that's what I would say. What about you?
My closing remarks would just be like, there are so many different kinks and fetishes, and you don't have to necessarily be ashamed of yours if you have something that's a little bit outlandish or different from the norm. And just keep in mind that other people have these type of kinks and fetishes, and it's again important to understand your partner, to communicate, and it's freeing. Try out all of these 3 different sex things, whether it's tantra. What was the other one?
Hold on. With tantra, kinks.
Tantra, whether you have a kink or like it's really vanilla.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
Oh, we didn't even speak about vanilla sex, but vanilla sex is just like normal sex.
Yeah.
That's just like there's nothing outlandish about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like try out all different types of sex that makes you feel good. And again, going back into just having a low sex drive and high sex drive, for men, be understanding of the woman if she doesn't want to have sex. And yeah, try out different types of sex, be open to it, no judgment. And if it's not, don't yuck somebody's yum.
Yep,
If it's not for you, if it's not for you, don't interact. Like that's their business. You find someone that is into what you're into, and you both will flourish in that way.
Yeah.
And just be understanding with one another, give each other grace. And that's my ending thoughts. I hope you enjoyed hearing about our sex life a little bit. You got a little snippet. I have mad stories, but I'm not telling you all my stories
until we get the Patreon. But men also have, low sex drive sometimes, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
And women be embracive of that as well. I mean, I feel like women usually are, because they're so nurturing.
Some aren't though. Some women are really like, give me that dick.
I
like,
was gonna say that though.
Yeah.
Like Bree said, some women can not be understanding, and for those of you who are like that, be understanding, be kind, because you never know if it could happen to you. Huh?
No.
Oh, give each other grace. I thought you said something else.
Oh, no.
Did you want to say anything? Because I wanted to do one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, because of my technical difficulties, I couldn't look at the kinks that people submitted to me. But, we'll cut off this segment with some more kinks. So, some people said biting, choking, and being told I'm beautiful while he hitting it. People sucking my clit like a vacuum. Someone said,
I agree with her.
because I care about the future of this podcast, I will share. Don't even expose me, ho. That's how the people I love speak to me. But slow stroke and lick my ear / neck. Oh, I love that.
I like neck sucking too.
Yo, one thing I do really like. Oh yeah.
This one guy was sucking on. We'll talk about that in another.
Yeah. No, but one thing I really like is my boyfriend has done this in like years. But he used to do this thing where he would like squeeze me. Like, I don't know. Like, it was like he would like squeeze all over my body. Ooh. And I really like that.
That sounds fun.
So that reminded me of that.
Next boyfriend.
Yeah. It sounds weird, but it's like, it's really nice. Or like when somebody's like kissing your back.
Oh my goodness. When they're hitting you from the back and they're kissing your back.
Or like even before they do it, it feels so good.
And they go all the way up to your neck and they're just stroking your hair.
Yeah. Neck sucking is really it. Inner thigh should be licked / kissed like vanilla ice cream dripping on a hot summer day. Okay?
I agree.
Doggy
Big
style
time.
and a simultaneous neck choke. Apply pressure. If I die, I die. A fresh haircut, because that alone, hello, the fuck.
A fresh haircut is a... Period.
But yeah,
when your person is looking good, got your hair done. If the girl got her hair done, if the guy got a fresh haircut, you'd be like, scrumdiddlyocious.
Facts.
Scrumdiddlyocious.
Yeah.
I feel like some people have clothing kinks too. Like if somebody wears a specific clothing item, they're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I just remembered something.
Say it.
So, I think this is like my senior year of high school. My boyfriend and I weren't together, but we still used to have sex. And he had dislocated his arm, his thumb, whatever the fuck. And he had on a cast. And like,
you thought it was sexy?
I don't know why. And it's crazy because when I was doing research for this episode, they were talking about like some people have like an amputee kink. And I was like, what? But I just remember, this is an amputee, but it was like, he definitely like could not use his hand. I don't know what the fuck it was, but like, it really turned me on.
Maybe, maybe it was her having power over him.
No, because I wanted him to take control. Like, he was still
even
fucking
with
me
the
from the back.
Yeah, that's right, Daddy. With the broken thumb. Go ahead.
I don't know. I can't really explain it.
No, that's funny. That's cool.
But all right, so that's it for our topic. So
we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. So the last thing that we like to get into is our audacious as fuck segment. So Bree, we hear that you have a story today. Tell us.
Okay. All right, y'all. So I had to really think about this audacious as fuck part because I couldn't tell you all of my tea, but I do have some really funny stories. And don't get me wrong, I'm don't mind being open. I can be unapologetic about it, but I have to save some for other episodes. So my audacious as fuck award goes to this guy.
Oh God.
I had stopped having sex for like 8 months. I was abstinent because I'm not a casual sex person. That's not for me. I'm more of like, I have to have a connection with someone. But I don't know. Once I hit that 8-month mark, I was like,
I don't know how you do it.
Itching. Like, I was like, I need more.
Right.
I was doing my own little thing, but I was like, I need a little bit more. Like, I need something. So, I decided to like talk to this guy who's been wanting me for the longest, and I was like deciding to give him a try, and I was like, fuck it, like let me just try it out.
Right.
So we're talking, whatever, getting to know each other, and then the time comes for us to have sex. And this is like over a couple of like weeks. Time comes for us to have sex, and so he goes down on me. He's going down, and he's doing his thing because getting head is a very big thing for me.
Right.
And he's doing his thing. And, like, he stops, and he starts blowing on my vagina. Like, he starts blowing on my pum-pum. And I'm just, like, literally stop.
No way.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Stops.
He said, that shit hot. He's trying to cool it down.
Bro,
no, but people be like, you're high and heavy, so maybe.
No.
But
that turned me off so fast.
You get like really, like, your body temperature does, what is it, rise? Yeah, rise.
I don't know if he thought that was like
maybe
supposed
he thought
to be
it was really hot, and he was like, I'm trying to cool you down. I don't know. Babe.
I was talking to my friend, and she was like, maybe there was just too much juice coming down.
He's trying to blow it away.
He's trying to dry it up a bit. And I was like, bro, like, no.
Yo,
like
that really reminds me of an episode of SpongeBob. Go ahead. Sorry.
Not her bringing SpongeBob into this. But yeah, he was blowing on it. And I was just like, what are you doing?
Right.
So I like dried up. Like in the beginning, I was like, Fiji was doing her thing. She was
Nigga
staying
was blowing
wet.
on it. You had no choice but to dry up, okay?
Bro, oh
I
my
like
goodness.
your friend, what your friend said, because for real, like.
But I don't think I was like, I was wet, yes. And I was like becoming aroused. But I don't think I was, maybe I was juicing. I ate a lot of fruits. I drank a lot of water. No, but
Homie
yeah.
was like, I'm drowning.
Maybe he was drowning.
No.
I didn't think that he was, but what would blowing do to stop that though? I feel like he was really trying to like bring a different sensation.
Yeah. No,
and like
for
probably
sure.
like,
because like
he probably found it off of a porn video or like
we
some
talked
other girl
about
told
before,
him.
like, in that predicament, like your vagina, like your clit gets like firm and stuff like that.
Oh,
And it's like really exposed. Like if you're, I don't know, like if your legs are like open and like your clit starts to get firm, like it feels like very different. I've never had my clit blown on, so I really don't know. I'm just saying that sometimes like if something like lightly brushes against it, it can feel like more intense.
Yeah,
because
but
like
you're saying brush against it. It was literally.
Bree, I don't know. I'm trying to help my friend here.
No help nothing.
Well, not my friend, because I don't know who this man is.
Yeah,
so I'm just
but
saying, like,
yeah, no, it turned me off immediately, and after that, I was like, I'm never doing this again. This is why I don't have sex.
That's why.
I mean, I do, but like, because I was on an 8-month like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say
like, I'm never doing
abstinence.
this again.
Yeah, and I was like, why did I come out of my 8th month abstinence for this?
To get my pussy blown on. Oh.
I just felt like, and then I stopped moaning after that too. Like I was just like, what are you doing? First of all,
what did you say? Like for real?
I didn't say anything to him. I literally, like, after the deed was done, I, like, texted my best friend. No, I don't even know what I did. I think the next day I told my best friend, like, bitch.
But did you, like, go through with having sex with him?
Oh, yeah. You ever seen that TikTok was like...
I think Caressa, of course she did.
Because there was more to it. I had to see. Y'all ever seen that TikTok where the guy is like... He was talking about having sex with a girl, and the guy was like, "Oh, did you do it?" And he was like, "What you mean, my boy?" I had to follow it through. I had to see it through.
Right.
So that's what I did. I saw it through. And, like, the sex part wasn't even that good either because he took so long. That. First of all, he got high or drunk. And you know when men get high or drunk, like, it take them long to come.
Yeah, when you're drunk.
And I followed it through. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like, the sex wasn't that great either because, you know, when men get high or drunk, like, their stamina is longer and they take very long to come. So I guess that's what he did. I think he got high. And, you know, I'm a woman who tries to please. And it just wasn't cutting it. So I was just like,
no, but like get into detail. Like what was going on?
What do you mean what's going on?
What was he taking long to do?
To come. Oh. Like I was really, bro, like I was going in. Like you know, I get tired after a while from writing, but I was writing. Like, I was going, like, and I was like, is it me? True. Is it like, and that's another thing that I don't like, because I be thinking, like, is it me?
No, it's hard. Like, honestly, if you're sober and that person's drunk, like, you just be like.
He wasn't even drunk, bro. I think he was high.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Because I never, like, had an experience where...
And I've had high sex before, but I had, like, the greatest orgasm.
That's what I'm saying, because usually it's, like, more intense. I think
it's because when you're drunk. Sober.
But that's another thing I was going to say. Like, when they're inebriated, you're just, like...
I was like, yeah, no, this is a
Well, but I'm not on the same level as you.
It was a dub.
But I feel like...
then for him to be wanting me so badly, and then he started acting funny after...
Because he knew that he fucked up.
Yeah, I think so, too, because I was just like, this is ghetto. But yeah, that he gets the audacious as fuck award.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't blow pie nobody. Pussy blower. That's your new name.
But the SpongeBob story that it reminded me of was when the SpongeBob episode was when Patrick and SpongeBob had to paint Mr. Krabs' house, and they weren't supposed to get paint on any of the pictures and stuff. It was supposed to just be on the wall.
Oh, and
he had mad pictures, and then it got on, like it was about to get on the picture, and he was blowing it to make it go left and shit like that.
You know that also reminds me of SpongeBob, a SpongeBob episode when SpongeBob couldn't blow a bubble. And he was going dumb hard to blow the bubble.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that. Yeah. Future boyfriend, don't ever do that to me. I'm manifesting.
I am too. But I feel like, you think future boyfriend's watching yet?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But he will. I don't know. Who knows? You know what? I'm having a fun hot girl summer.
No, I'm only saying that because we don't want anybody in your circle to be future boyfriend. We want somebody completely different.
I don't think I have anybody in my circle that's going to be future. I'm meeting new people, so
yeah.
Who knows?
So when you hear this, future boyfriend.
When you hear this, future boyfriend, if you're already watching this too, you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's gonna.
Maybe
we'll talk more about it.
Maybe a friend sent you this video and you watching it.
I'm just kidding. This sounds like a promo
to Bree's pussy.
Not our cameraman doing that. Yo, our tech guy, he be violating me.
You talking about me, but you was like, of course she still slept with him.
Thanks. Following the story. That's doing great.
But as you know, that was episode 6. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. We hope you listen to our other episodes. And go ahead and have some good-ass fun this weekend.
Yes, and some good-ass sex.
Yeah.
Whether it be kinky, vanilla, or tantric.
Period, poo.
Bye, hoes.